Here it is. Today is the day of Missouri Ozark Rally. So, car's loaded up, everything's loaded up, as you can see. But that's what all of the prep work goes into. That's what even changing the drivetrain was for, as far as that goes, is, you know, hopes to go a little bit faster and actually get out of the way of itself. So that's what the whole purpose of the tuning was. That's what the whole purpose of this drivetrain swap was, and a few other things. I mean, I wanted to use the parts from TSS Fab, the rear end and whatever other parts that I could use. But Missouri Ozark Rally happens in Steelville, and it's running 5 stages. Those 5 stages are the same road, 2 times forward, 3 times back, and has a famous cattle guard jump in it. The one that used to be as a part of 100 Acre Wood has not been run since 2020. So 5 years. This is year 5 that it has not been run. So now we're actually going to run it, which is pretty awesome. And I'm driving on my way, so that's why I'm looking around. Come on, dude. Get by me. Thank you. But either way, that's what we're getting ready to do. We're going to run Missouri Ozark. I'm going to have some in-car cam, or in-cam, whatever it is. In-car camera footage, as well as on top of the car. But we'll see how it goes. You'll see this video probably about a week after, and I'll include some other stuff or whatnot. But either way, enjoy. Here we go.
All right, I'm ready.
Woo! Holy shit!
Left 6, 200 over crest. Stay left over crest.
Woo! Holy fuck!
Crest 100. Crest. Caution, right 6 over crest 100. That was fucking sweet. Left 6 over.
Ah, fuck! Oh, shit! That's a little bit more than the lost.
This is a left 5.
Well, that's the most weird, fucked up thing.
Yeah.
Welcome back. So here we are, week and a half after the rally. All the video that you've seen is probably the best of what I could gather and what I could get. There was quite a few minor errors that I had to run into. Although they were minor, they kind of presented majorly as far as that goes. The fact that I was able to go over the cattle guard jump at speed was really awesome. That was amazing. But the other little things that I had, I have one of those in there, is the shifter that I have. It kept on pulling out of the cup, so I would actually lose the capability to shift just by moving the stick around. Maybe even seen it in the shorts. If you watch any of the shorts of my shifting versus like how I should have been shifting, and that was more like I should have been the elegant bus driver guy, just shifting really easily. But aside from those, I was able to learn a little bit more about the car and do okay with it. Play around with left foot braking a little bit. I mean, you got to think this is newer to me. So I've done one rally prior to this. So this is my second rally. The one rally I did was Show Me Rally, was a one-day rally, had a lot more miles and stages. Same kind of format where I would go with my co-driver. We would go out and do recce and write down the notes. My co-driver, Michaela, called the notes after the fact as we went back on our second pass through it. So it was 2-pass recce. First pass you go, you call notes as a driver. I taped up the steering wheel to get the corners that I was going to use from a Pathfinder and try and get that related over to an Impreza. Pathfinder turns a lot wider than the Impreza does, so that's a little bit different. But this one was obviously a stage that hasn't been used in 5 years, so there's video about it. I watched some of those videos to kind of get more of an idea of what I was getting into, and it was also kind of a test on the car itself. So tuning that was done to get more power out of it, and the transmission swap, the gear ratio swap. There was a lot of things that was changed, or that were changed on the car from the first rally to this second rally. And it was more of, I drove a lot more on the car even before the rally, so I kind of understood what it was for Show Me Rally, what the car was going to do to a degree. So maybe been a little bit faster, maybe get a little bit greedier with some things. With this rally, though, I only had it tuned on the Monday before I left, which means that I didn't get a lot of drive time on the new drivetrain, which went from a Subaru RS 411 gear ratio with wider gears to a STI Type RA version 4 444 ratio with much tighter gear ratio, like closer ratio gears. So first through fifth is a lot closer than it is on an RS box. So there was a bit of a difference there, which is a good difference, but it also takes getting used to. On the RS box for Show Me Rally, I had 2 gears that I could use, second and third. Fourth gear, it didn't allow me to go any faster. The tuning that it wasn't enough. It made like 130 horsepower, but 100 foot-pounds of torque all the way across the range, not even really that great. And the horsepower was all the way at the top. So shifting into fourth, it lost out of the power band for the tuning that it was. So there was quite a few things that changed. I had it tuned, more horsepower, 142 horse, and 121 or 131 foot-pounds of torque. That was a lot lower. And the gear ratio was a lot closer. So it actually stayed in its power band a lot better. And it was just, it was more of getting used to it again. But then the problems that I had, stage 1, it popped out of its gear cup, or the gear selector or the shifter popped out of the cup that it sits in for the pivot. So because it popped out of the cup, I actually wasn't able to use third or fourth. I could figure out where second was and get it into second. And then I had to drive it a lot easier for that, or I had to learn how to drive it a lot easier for that. So that was stage number 1. Was able to get it back into its cup for stage 2, and drove stage 2 fully without it, or with gearing all the way, first through fourth. Was awesome. It was in the power band a lot better. I was very happy about it. I also hit the cattle guard jump at speed. So the first run through, I was at like maybe 40 or 50 miles an hour. Second run through, I was at 70 to 75 miles an hour, caught a lot of air. You'll see that. You probably saw that in the thumbnail. And in the videos that I put together from some of the other media people, as well as in the car. So, third stage was the other way. So there wasn't a problem with like gears or anything like that. I knew to drive easier. It was a little bit of a, obviously going back the other way is a little bit different. It was also at nighttime. So stage 3, 4, and 5 was all at night. So it's, as a driver, you tend to go slower at night than in the daytime, because obviously you can't see as far, or you can't see as well at night, even though I've got Rally Pod lights on it. So I've got Hello 4000, Rally 4000s that project really far down the road, and they're really bright down the road. They still is only as good as it could be. I probably need to adjust them a little bit better, or maybe look at adding some other lights or something of that nature. Stage 3 was okay. Stage 4 lost a ton of time. The reason for that is I got a little bit greedy on the inside turn near the beginning of the stage, and I caught a rock, puncture in the front left, and about halfway through the stage, my co-driver and I were really starting to smell that tire, and it was plowing when I tried to turn to the right. It was able to turn left easier than it was to the right, so it was just kind of pushing and plowing, understeer, which is not really good. So pulled over, changed the tire, and carried on our way. And then stage 5, lost the gearing again, lost the little cup again, so that really kind of put a hamper in it, even though I did go faster on stage 5 than I did 3 or 4. It wasn't as fast as it could have been. So there was a lot of little errors and little things like that. I'm gonna have to fix those problems. And in some of those videos ahead, I don't know if I'll show the whole process, but I will definitely show some of it, of what I'm going to do to fix that. I'm thinking of getting rid of the plastic cup that there is with it, and doing something a little different. So here is a factory standard gear shifter, how it's got the little ball in it. It fits inside of a cup, and that's where the pivot is for the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, reverse, whatever. And then there's a piece that goes down to the transmission itself. But this right here kept popping out. So as I shift forward, the leverage pulled it right out of the cup, and I couldn't get it right back in because it was out and away from that cup. So I'm thinking I'm going to build something a little bit more solid, a little bit race car-y type thing. See if maybe I can still use some of the factory stuff, but make it better, like an OEM Plus type of deal. Who knows? We'll see. Either way, Missouri Ozark Rally was great. It was fun. The biggest thing is that I finished, even though out of all of the finishers, I was 8th overall. There was 11 cars that started, 8 finished. I was number 8. Sucks to be that, but in rally, the biggest thing is to finish. It's not even so much where you place. You can place good, focus on finishing. That's the biggest part, because it's so unpredictable that not everybody finishes for various reasons. Some of the guys the one that didn't finish, like he had a Datsun 280Z. He couldn't get it started back out of service, and it wasn't able to carry on after his first 2 stages, and he was doing really good. Another car overheated in the stages, on its way, I think, I don't know exactly where he was, but either way, is a car that overheated, and I think the other one was a driver, or the co-driver overheated. Or maybe that's what it was, the co-driver kind of overheated, because it was extremely hot. Even though it was a rally in July in Missouri, in the humidity, it was extremely hot. It's just a sweat fest. So either way, keep up with the channel. If you like the content, subscribe. Keep up and get notified by that bell. And, you know, if I'm doing something wrong, tell me. If I'm doing something right, tell me. Whatever, just comment on the bottom. Either way, 3, 2, 1, rally, 3, 2, 1, go, out.